Once, we traveled the stars.
Huh? Huh?
Welcome back! Beyond These Stars is an upcoming city builder game, where the twist is you're on the back of a giant space whale. Luckily, the space whale has plenty of space on its back, as well as everything you might need to build a city. Water, vegetation, and plenty of minerals have accumulated over time, as this ancient whale has travelled through the galaxy. So, how does it play? Well, for those who have played base building games before, it's very intuitive. If you do try the demo, I suggest trying the tutorial first and following the steps carefully. I did have a small issue where placing a building slightly differently than suggested didn't seem to work, but luckily, once I figured out what the problem was, moving buildings around is also easy and doesn't even cost extra resources. It also took me a minute to understand that I actually had to get rid of the waste products from buildings. Something like soot that is produced by the burner generator doesn't just pollute the environment, it does pollute the environment, but it also exists in the building production. And the building can't operate if it, or any products it produces, are not taken away. Those who play a lot of simulation games, where you have to carefully look at what a building needs and what it produces, should feel comfortable here. Since I didn't immediately have any outlets for soot though, I had to build several storage huts to dump excess goods in, just to ensure that some of my buildings could continue to run. Something which didn't feel quite like a smooth and intuitive production chain. Nevertheless, unlike some simulation games, workers are all over the place, carrying out your instructions. This means that creating optimal production chains and a flow of goods can be beneficial, but if you place things completely randomly, or because your focus is on design, your workers should easily just pick up the slack. Good workers. So the key here is managing and understanding the effects of pollution. I think this demo especially pushes you to create polluting industry without giving you the tools to mitigate it. I'm sure that in the full game, and for those who have played before, it will not be inevitable that your production will cause a toxic area, a real problem with pollution that renders an area entirely unworkable until cleaned. I think the demo does this just to show you what happens, just so you can understand how things are caused and how you can clean things up. So while playing is quite straightforward, and the tutorial does a decent job of showing you the things that will become important, what makes it unique? Well, it does have an unusual focus. As well as managing your pollution to not hurt your workers or the space whale that you are travelling on, you are also highly encouraged to essentially terraform. Since you are floating around in space, expanding your area means creating a survivable ecosystem. Breathable air, water, and plants to sustain life. I can really envision the amount of customization and terraforming that people will be able to do, creating new seas, rivers, and entire landscapes. There's a much bigger focus on creating a pleasant place to live. Pollution can be countered by vegetation, and you can expand by turning rock into soil creating rivers and reforestation. You have a lot of control over your land, and the terraforming tools fit neatly into place. Simple things like mining, reducing the level of the terrain, furthers the narrative that you are in control of this world, but everything you do also affects it. There's also hints at a larger story, and since you're hurtling through the universe, there's lots of potential to come across new worlds, other space whales, or even other civilizations and cultures. You will no doubt face some challenges on your voyage, or be able to unlock rich new worlds. I think that Beyond the Stars falls in the comfortable middle of two extremes. You have to do some management of resources and goods. If you really want to micromanage and control every aspect of the supply chain, there may be better games for that out there. Likewise, if you want to let things play out mostly automatically, you will probably have to get more involved at some point. The tools are there to help your experience, whatever you choose, but the real pull of the game is the freedom and flexibility to manipulate the world, mostly in a positive way, I think. All the different systems here have been done well. If sailing the stars appeals to you, a little bit of a challenge doesn't put you off, and an entire space whale to colonize sounds like your kind of adventure, then maybe you will like to try out Beyond These Stars. This demo has certainly got me intrigued. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed taking a first look at this game with me. You can subscribe for more videos, like to show your feelings, and I will see you later.